vortex. Can you tell I'm getting my voice back? Ah! Almost. It's almost there. I don't want to chance it. I was singing yesterday. I was singing my church hymn, but I was singing them. Tenor. So I'm typically a first soprano or second soprano, but I can go as low as tenor. The alto part's really pretty too, but I think alto is a lot harder to sing. But I really love singing though. I really miss singing. And I don't know if you guys do this, but like every single time that I get sick, I think that like I'm always gonna be sick. And it's stupid. It's like the dumbest fucking thought. Because I know that it's not true. I know that like it's just temporary. And eventually I get better. Eventually my voice comes back. Eventually my body stops aching all the time. But I tell myself, what if the last time that I sang in church is going to be the last time that I ever sing? And what if the last time that I did comedy is the last time that I'll ever do comedy, because I'll never get back there? And, you know, where's that come from? I mean, I know it's the devil, but is it like because of guilt? Do I feel guilty because I haven't done enough? I do a lot. It's just what I do isn't very conventional, so it seems like I did absolutely nothing, you know? And I hate that, but that's just the way that the world is. And I've always known this about the world. I'll have these like fleeting fantasies about being successful in the way that the world deems successful, you know. And those fantasies don't last, you know, because it's not even something that I really feel capable of achieving. So even if I had success in the eyes of the world, I'd probably do something to fuck it up. Because that's just the nature of me. I tend to sabotage myself. But is it self-sabotage if I don't want the thing that people are telling me to want? I sabotaged this fucking smoothie because I forgot to put flaxseed in it. I'm so upset. I'm so upset. It tastes like shit too. And not just because of that, but because I put like way too many sprouts in it. So I put alfalfa sprouts. It's got like 5 different types of green plants. So spring mix, which has got like red arugula. That's probably what it is the red arugula. Because that's got like a mustardy taste to it. That's good on a sandwich, but in a smoothie it's kind of disgusting. Okay, so the spring mix, alfalfa sprouts, basil, mint. I feel like there was another green thing that I put in there. And no, it was not the cannabis plant, okay? It doesn't work like that, okay? You can't just eat it. It has to be cooked and all that. That'd be cool if you could just eat weed leaves. You can do that with kratom, apparently. But yeah, I told myself that, oh yeah, kratom, I put kratom there too. Okay, that counts, I swear I put something else in there. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I'm just gaslighting myself. But yeah, I tell myself that I'm not gonna take it after I get over this. But this thing's been going for like 2.5 weeks, dude. I think it's a cold, like a really bad cold, upper respiratory infection, whatever. I think I have that too because I've been coughing so much. Just waking up coughing, hacking up phlegm, you know, it's disgusting. But because of my deviated septum, it's so much worse. Now here's the thing. I could get some sort of surgery on my nose to fix the giant hole in my nose. But I know myself. I know how compulsive I am. So there's really like no point in doing that because I just fuck it up, you know? There's no point in spending thousands of dollars to get something fixed that I'm just gonna break again. And I know that sounds like I'm making excuses, but it's more about knowing myself. And something I've noticed is that, you know, anytime that you do something unconventional or you do something that people don't understand, people will go, oh, you're making excuses because you can't let go of it, or, you know, for whatever reason, and that reason is usually maybe a body repetitive behavior, or, you know, it's an idiosyncrasy, idiosyncratic behavior. That means that it's synchronized with other things. Now, of course, I could try to figure out what is the synchronicity. What do I do this in conjunction with, you know? And I know that, like, I start picking my nose, like, I mean, it's a compulsion because I feel stuff in my nose and I can't stand that feeling. So I feel like I have to get it out. So obviously the control. But it's not just that. I think it's like a boredom or just this tick, this fucking tick. You hear that? Yeah, but it's so much worse because there's a giant hole in my nose, so I got this constant post-nasal drip. I've gotten used to it. It started back in 2016, and that was the first time that I had to really address that compulsion of mine, because an ENT brought it up. Now, of course, I didn't tell him. I didn't tell him about my rhinotoxemania because I didn't know about it. But I looked it up. I finally looked it up. And here's the thing. A lot of people don't look stuff up because there's shame, which comes from narcissism, okay? Narcissism will tell you you're really special when you're not, okay? A lot of people pick their nose. But to have the constant compulsion to, like, tear it apart, and your nose is bleeding and your nose hurts and you still keep doing it, yeah, that's considerably worse than, you know, just occasionally picking your nose for whatever reason. But anyway, I wish I could tell you that being open and honest about it fixed it. I wish I could tell you that, like, that made it better, but it really doesn't. I'm still just as bad as I was before I was open and honest about it. But that's also because of the nature of it. But I mistakenly think that, oh, if I can just figure it out, if I can just analyze my way out of this. I never could do that with alcoholism. And I apply a lot of that addiction, I apply that to like other behaviors of mine. And I know that if I couldn't talk myself out of drinking an entire fifth, and I can't talk myself out of smoking an entire pack of cigarettes in one sitting, I can't talk myself out of buying something that I know I don't need to buy. Well, I actually did do that, I guess a week ago. I was going to go to the corner store and get weed. I think the reason I talked myself out of that is because I really didn't want to. You know, it was like my compulsion wasn't as strong as my desire to remain clean from cannabis. And I really didn't swear off cannabis either. I don't know. I kind of freaked myself out because I quit the last major fast that we had in the Orthodox Church. I decided to take another break. And within a week, I was hallucinating at work. And it just made me nervous. And I don't even think it was because of the cannabis. Because obviously it wasn't a result of, you know, me taking too much of, you know, an edible or something like that. It was because of stress. I think it was because of stress. But the reason why I'm staying away from it is because it just, you know that I'm a very emotional person, and it just makes my emotions like so much more intense. And in certain regards, it is helpful because when I've used it, you know, when I'm at my highest, you know, during the initial lift, you know, I still enjoy that. That's still amazing. And that'll always be amazing because, you know, getting high is getting high for a reason. But yeah, like, there's things that I've figured out. And I just really miss that ritual that I had with it. But I know that if I go back to that, it's not going to be the same ritual. You know what I mean? And then I'll just feel like a fucking idiot because I know that I don't need to do it, but I'm doing it because of this attachment that I have to it. And so just because you miss something doesn't mean that you're gonna do it, you know? Like, I miss a lot of stuff. I miss a lot of people. I ain't gonna call them, you know? Mainly because I don't want that awkward silence. That awkward silence, like, I don't really know what the fuck to say to you. It's been too long since we've had a conversation, or it's not what it used to be. You know, like, if you see somebody that you used to be really good friends with at the grocery store, at the gas station or something, and it's just really fucking awkward because you used to be tight with them, and it doesn't have to be, you know, bad blood between the two of you. It's just like awkward because there's not anything that you can say to that person, like, aside from like, hey, how you doing? You know, how are the kids? How's the wife? You know what I mean? Like, I hate that. I fucking hate the pretentious. I hate pretenses. I hate pretenses with a passion. I would rather avoid every single person for the rest of my life than ever have to have a conversation that involves pretenses. You say this, I say that. You say this, I say that. I fucking hate that shit. And the fact that our culture, our society, the fact that so many people, you can tell I'm getting my voice back, not for too long. It's like so many people are fine with that because people are fucking fake, dude. And once you understand that about the world, you won't give a fuck if it gets burned to the ground. Because it's like, yeah, this is the world that everybody accepts. You know, these are the conversations that people have that are fucking useless. And, you know, I'm just not doing it anymore. I'm refusing to do it. I'm refusing to talk to people. I won't do it. I mean, I'll talk if somebody talks to me. But I got standards. Here it goes. It's gonna turn on. Right here, baby, right here. Holy shit, I know my car. I know my car. Okay, we gotta wait. Come on, you slow ass poke. I know you can get the fuck up here. I know you can do it. You're not even old. You're just on your phone. You're just on your phone. Okay, I saw it. See, I talked about this in a recent video. I said, yeah. What if I had $1 for every time I saw somebody with a smartphone in their hand? I could pay my electric bill. Hey, look at this guy. He's going so fucking slow. I know it was a he, unless he's transitioning, okay? He might be transitioning, who knows? He does have a smartphone. So, I think that's interesting, though, that the term transition, because, you know, in our culture now, it supposedly means, like, transitioning from one gender to another, right? But I think that everything's a smokescreen for something else. So, the transition is really about human beings turning themselves into robots voluntarily. And people have become more and more robotic ever since they got those phones. I'll give you a wonderful example, okay? Thank you for the turn signal, Buick. We love you. Old person. Of course it's an old person driving a Buick. Okay, once I mention this, you're not going to be able to not notice it anymore. Okay? So ever since, I don't know when it was, like a couple of months ago maybe, we've been encouraged the people that I work with who are responsible for like maintaining the lobby and helping people order on the kiosk and, you know, wiping the tables down and picking up trays and all that shit. They've been encouraged to greet everybody when they come in. They've been saying, "Welcome in. Welcome in," which is just kind of a weird greeting to say. And I remember when they started saying that, and I was like, "Why are you all saying that?" And they're like, "Oh, well, we were told to say this, like, we have to welcome everybody." But, like, they sound like robots, okay? Not everybody. There are some people here that have more of a personality that will actually show you that they have a personality, and they won't just repeat some phrase that they're told to repeat, okay? I have noticed this. I've gone into multiple restaurants, and they'll say, "Welcome in." I went into a vape shop to get kratom, okay? That's where they sell it. "Welcome in." It's so awkward, dude. It's so fucking awkward. And the people saying it make it really obvious that they don't want to say it. which is fine. I don't want to say it either, which is why I don't. Like, whenever I'm on the lobby, I don't fucking say that shit. I say, hi, hello. Glad y'all could stop by. Okay? I was the same way in the drive-thru. Like, I would get in trouble at different places where I work because I wouldn't tell the customers, like, what I was told. Like, I had a really hard time being a robot, you know? I had a really hard time just, like, saying, like, the standardized thing that I was supposed to say. And I've noticed that with, like, AA meetings that I've chaired, too. Like, people that have more of a personality will, like, they'll read what they're supposed to read, but with more pizzazz, you know? But yeah, most people are fucking robots. And once you notice that, it's really hard to make this case that, like, oh, this world should be salvaged. It's like, why, dude? The whole reason why we're here is because people are really boring. And they don't actually value anything. They don't value their health. They don't value their memory. They don't value actually sleeping. Okay? I mean, they love to sleep when they're not actually sleeping. It's called just being a Westernite. Because you don't have to pay attention to things when you're constantly distracted. Okay? And there's so many distractions now. Like, anytime you open up your phone, like, there are at least 75 things that can distract you from further developing a relationship with yourself that could actually help the world. So yeah. Welcome in. They sound so unwelcoming, too. That's the weird thing about it. There's no oomph. There's no excitement. Like, whenever people come into your place of business, you should be excited because you get paid because of them. And they might be annoying, they might be stupid, they might be total assholes, but they're still getting you paid, you know? So, I've had a lot of people in the drive-thru that would tell me that they appreciated my realness. They appreciated my genuineness. And yeah, like, I've been called rude by a number of people that act like robots, okay? I've offended a lot of people that don't actually feel or think anything. And yeah, I am on offense about it because fuck you. Go die somewhere, okay? You're boring. You're boring. If the world missed you, it wouldn't be for very long, okay? Because there's so many other people to replace you. You know that bullshit about being a snowflake? I mean, I'm not talking the liberal snowflake. I'm talking, like, back in the day. You were a beautiful, unique snowflake. No. 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 Supposedly, like, our DNA suggests that. Ooh, that person's, like, carrying a bunch of porta potties around. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. I hope they're empty. That would suck if they spilled. Is that a shitty job or what?
Stupid joke. Anyway.
I'm gonna go to work now. Yeah, notice that. Notice that, Vortex. Whenever you go into places, that's going to be the way you're greeted by all the fucking robots. Because everything's a social contagion. And many people don't seem to mind. They can pretend to be free thinkers and all that shit. I'll believe it when I see it.